There is a prophetic shaking in the spirit realm. You have entered a divine season where wealth will no longer hide from you. It will chase after you. What once ran from your hands will now run toward you. Doors that were locked are being flung open in your favor. You have been marked as the chosen vessel of abundance. This is not coincidence. This is a divine pursuit. Money, favor, and influence have received a command from heaven to locate you without delay. The delay is over. The wealth transfer has begun, and your name is on the decree. Before we go deeper, pause and align with this word. If your spirit agrees, declare in the comments, "I am the chosen one. Wealth is chasing me." Like this video, subscribe, and stay connected to this prophetic movement. Every act of engagement is an act of faith. Don't watch silently. Respond as one who believes the prophecy belongs to you. Heaven responds to your action. You have stepped into a moment that heaven prepared long before you were born. This is the moment where the words written in eternity begin to manifest in your reality. The struggle you endured was never meant to define you. It was meant to refine you for this exact hour. You have been chosen as a carrier of divine wealth, a vessel of heavenly prosperity, an instrument of financial breakthrough. The wilderness season is over. The drought has expired. You are now crossing into your land of milk and honey. There is a prophetic declaration echoing through the heavens, and it carries your name. Every dry season, every locked door, every rejection was preparing you for this divine reversal. What you lost is not gone. It was being repositioned to return multiplied. You are not behind. You are being accelerated. The hand of God is moving swiftly over your finances, over your career, over your destiny. Every limitation that tried to hold you back is being overturned by divine authority. You must understand this. The wealth that is coming is not ordinary. It is not born of human effort. It is born of divine decree. Heaven has spoken, and when heaven speaks, earth must respond. This is not a motivational word. This is a prophetic announcement. You are entering a dimension where your name carries divine weight in the spirit and in the natural. Where once you begged for opportunities, now opportunities will beg for you. Where you once knocked, now doors will open on their own accord. The favor on your life is becoming undeniable, uncontainable, and unstoppable. Lift your eyes and see it. The atmosphere around you is shifting. The grace for prosperity is falling upon you. You are being wrapped in the anointing of overflow. Heaven is aligning resources, connections, and influence to fulfill the prophecy of your life. The decree has been spoken. Wealth will chase after you, and nothing, no delay, no enemy, no fear can stop what God has ordained. You are standing in the middle of a divine reallocation, a heavenly transfer that has been set in motion long before this moment. The Spirit of God has released an order into the atmosphere, and that order carries your name. Wealth that once rested in the hands of the unrighteous is now being rerouted into the hands of those who walk in divine purpose. The kingdom economy is turning in your favor. What the enemy used to hoard, heaven is now commanding to be released. You are stepping into a season where systems that were built to keep you out will now open to let you in. There is a spiritual shaking taking place in the unseen realm. God is dismantling corrupted financial structures, exposing deceitful gain, and raising up those who are faithful, obedient, and pure in heart. You are one of them. You are not forgotten. You are being positioned. While others are panicking, heaven is strategizing on your behalf. The markets may fluctuate, the world may tremble, but the wealth of the righteous is secure because it is sustained by prophecy, not by politics. The divine shift means this: favor is changing direction. The spotlight is moving. Influence is being redistributed. Those who once had the stage are being replaced by those with a kingdom mandate. You have been prepared in silence so that when this moment arrived, you would not be overwhelmed by it. God hid you until the right time so that no man could take credit for your elevation. Now, He is ushering you forward. Opportunities that once seemed impossible are suddenly accessible. Hidden resources are surfacing. Unknown connections are being divinely revealed. You are not chasing wealth. Wealth is chasing you because heaven has assigned it. The angels of provision have been dispatched to gather what belongs to you. Clients, contracts, investors, and divine helpers are being drawn to your name as if pulled by a magnet of favor. Even what was delayed is catching up to you now. God is collapsing time to ensure that everything meant for you in past seasons will find you in this one. This shift is not just personal, it is global. The scales of divine justice are tipping. Nations will see the rise of the righteous. Systems that oppressed will crumble, and new ones built on truth and integrity will emerge. The Lord is turning the flow of finances toward those who will use it for His glory, and that includes you. You are not part of the background. You are part of the prophecy, so do not be alarmed by what you see in the natural. The shaking is proof that the transfer has begun. The turbulence is a sign that the old structures are giving way to the new. Keep your heart steady and your faith unshaken, because this is your moment of divine positioning. Heaven has declared it, and the earth must align. Everything that was withheld is now being released. You have carried burdens that were never meant to be yours. You have worked hard, sacrificed, prayed, and yet the return has often felt small compared to the effort. You've looked at others rise while you wondered, when will it be my turn? But hear this clearly. The spirit of lack is breaking now. The chains that held your finances captive are snapping in the unseen realm. Every curse, every delay, every invisible wall that has stood between you and your prosperity is being shattered by divine power. For too long, poverty has disguised itself as normalcy. It tried to convince you that struggle was holy, that limitation was humility, that lack was part of your identity. But God never wrote scarcity into your story. Poverty was never your portion. It is not the will of heaven for His chosen ones to live beneath the promises of abundance. You were created for overflow, for the kind of blessing that leaves no trace of lack behind. And right now, as you listen, a spiritual reversal is taking place. There are chains breaking in your bloodline. Ancestral limitations, debts, and generational patterns of insufficiency are being broken by the authority of heaven. The curses that whispered, "You will never have enough," are being silenced. The weight that has pressed upon your finances is lifting. You are being released into a new dimension of freedom. Freedom to prosper, freedom to dream, freedom to live without the shadow of fear. Every hidden spirit that fed off your struggle is losing its grip. Every delay that stole your harvest is being overturned. You will no longer work from a place of survival, but from a place of divine supply. The ground beneath you is changing. What once resisted your effort will now yield easily to your touch. Where doors once stayed shut, they will now swing wide at your arrival. Where resources once seemed scarce, they will now multiply in your hands. This is not imagination. This is deliverance. Heaven has intervened in your affairs, and your financial captivity is ending. Take a breath and feel the shift. The chains that weighed on your spirit are falling. The unseen prison of limitation is collapsing. You are stepping out of scarcity and into overflow. You are moving from frustration into fulfillment. What you could not achieve through strength, God is now releasing through favor. This is your moment of divine liberation. You will look back and not recognize the person who once struggled because the poverty mindset is gone. You have been repositioned for prosperity that flows without strain. So lift your hands in faith and receive this. You are free. Your finances are free. Your future is free. The curse is broken, the lack is over, and the season of more than enough has begun. You are stepping into a season where things will shift so quickly that your mind will struggle to keep up. The same doors that refused to open for years will suddenly swing wide. Calls will come that you didn't expect. Opportunities will appear from places you never looked. Money that once seemed impossible to attain will find its way into your hands as if drawn by divine magnetism. This is the sudden overflow, the prophetic acceleration that heaven releases when the time is right. And your time is now. You will not have to chase this blessing. It will chase you. You will not have to beg for what has already been commanded to find you. When heaven releases a word, creation responds. The laws of nature bend to divine timing, and every delay collapses under the weight of God's decree. What took others 10 years to achieve will take you 1. What once seemed far away is about to happen without warning. This is not slow increase. It is sudden overflow. You will wake up one morning and realize everything has shifted. The contract will be signed, the call will come, the approval will be granted, the door will open, the payment will arrive. Not one at a time, but all at once. The flow will not be a trickle, it will be a flood. God's blessings will come like a storm that cannot be stopped, washing away every trace of lack that once existed in your life. You will stand in awe, unable to contain the magnitude of what God is doing. Understand this: God's timing is perfect. For years, it may have seemed like nothing was moving, but heaven was aligning every piece behind the curtain. The waiting was not wasted. It was divine preparation for this explosion of favor. Every seed you sowed in faith, every tear you cried in silence, every moment you stayed faithful despite the drought, God saw it all. And now, He is rewarding your endurance with overflow that will silence every doubt. This overflow is not random. It is the fulfillment of covenant. God promised that those who trust in Him would never lack. He promised that those who obey would live in abundance. You are the living proof of that promise unfolding in real time. You will not have to explain it, because the evidence will speak for you. The blessings will be too visible to deny, too massive to hide. Get ready, because it will happen fast. Before one blessing finishes, another will begin. Before you can count one miracle, 3 more will appear. The favor will multiply, the opportunities will compound, and the increase will become your new normal. The sudden overflow is your confirmation that heaven has remembered you. This is not a test, it is your manifestation. The drought is over, and the rain has begun. You are standing under a flood of blessings that will not stop until every promise is fulfilled. Before wealth manifests in the physical, it first announces itself in the spirit. The atmosphere around you begins to change, and if you are sensitive, you will recognize the signs. It starts quietly. Peace begins to replace worry. The same situations that used to shake you no longer move you, because your spirit knows something greater is coming. That calm you feel is not emptiness, it is divine preparation. God is stilling your heart so that when the blessing arrives, you will be ready to receive it without fear. You will notice new ideas stirring inside you. Dreams that once seemed too big will suddenly feel possible again. Creative thoughts, business concepts, divine blueprints, all of them will begin to flow effortlessly. You are not just thinking differently. Heaven is downloading strategy. The same God who provides the promise also provides the plan. When divine wealth is near, the mind awakens to possibility. You will feel inspired, motivated, and clear like never before. These are not coincidences. They are prophetic indicators that the shift has already begun. You will also begin to experience favor in unexpected places. People of influence will start to notice you. Doors you didn't knock on will open. Messages will come. Opportunities will appear. Introductions will happen without your effort. When heaven moves, even the hearts of strangers are stirred to bless you. Don't dismiss these moments as random. They are divine confirmations that you are in the right season. The current of blessing has already turned in your direction, and perhaps most telling of all, you will feel a deep inner knowing that your time has come. It won't be based on what you see, but on what you sense. Your spirit will say, something is shifting. That inner conviction is heaven's whisper, reminding you to stay expectant. You will begin to praise before the miracle, because your soul already feels the overflow approaching. These are the signs: peace instead of panic, ideas instead of confusion, favor instead of rejection, hope instead of fear. When these begin to show up in your life, understand that the manifestation is close. The signs are heaven's way of saying, get ready. The wealth is not coming. It's already moving toward you. Faith is the bridge between the promise and the manifestation. Every word God speaks carries power, but it is faith that activates that power in your life. Wealth does not appear because of fear. anxiety, or striving. It appears when you believe. Faith is the currency of heaven, and nothing moves in the kingdom without it. When you choose to believe beyond what your eyes can see, you give heaven permission to release what has been waiting for you all along. Faith is not wishful thinking. It is confident expectation. It is the unshakable conviction that if God said it, it must happen. When you walk by faith, you stop measuring your potential by your bank account and start measuring it by God's promise. You stop saying, "I can't afford this," and start declaring, "My supply is already secured." The language of faith is abundance. The thoughts of faith are increase. The actions of faith are sowing, serving, and speaking as though the breakthrough has already arrived. To live in abundance, you must train your mind to align with divine truth. Doubt will always whisper, "It's not working," but faith declares, "It's already done." You must speak abundance, even when the balance is low. You must sow seeds even when it feels uncomfortable. You must thank God for wealth even before it manifests. Every act of faith sends a signal to heaven that you trust the divine system more than the earthly one. Faith opens what fear closes. When you believe, you expand your capacity to receive. When you doubt, you restrict the flow. That is why the word says, "According to your faith, be it unto you." The measure of your belief determines the measure of your blessing. God has already prepared the abundance, but your faith decides how much of it you can handle. You are not powerless. You are divinely equipped. Your faith is the key that unlocks every door of favor and every storehouse of provision. Speak it until you see it. Believe it until it becomes your reality. Stand firm, knowing that faith never returns empty-handed. When your heart and your words agree with heaven, nothing can stop what God has ordained. The wealth is not waiting for approval. It's waiting for your faith to open the gate. There is a sound in the Spirit right now, a divine summons calling you to move. Heaven has already prepared the release, but it is waiting for your obedience to unlock it. This is not the time to hesitate, question, or delay. The season of preparation has ended. The season of action has begun. God is issuing clear instructions, acts of generosity, bold business decisions, creative strategies, and courageous steps that seem risky in the natural but are divinely orchestrated. Every delay in obedience is a delay in manifestation. You cannot afford to wait another day. When God gives a command, it carries a timeline. There are windows of favor that open only for a moment, and this is one of them. Many will hear the word, but only the obedient will receive the wealth. The chosen one does not just believe, they move. Heaven is waiting for your movement. Your next step is not small, it is prophetic. Each act of obedience becomes a trigger for supernatural release. The idea you've been postponing, the seed you've been holding, the call you've been ignoring, this is the moment to act. You must understand, wealth responds to action, not hesitation. Faith without works is empty. Every divine instruction carries a harvest, but the harvest cannot come until the seed of obedience is sown. God will not release what you are not positioned to handle. Movement creates alignment. When you take a step forward, the path opens before you. When you release what's in your hand, God releases what's in His. Do not overthink what heaven has already confirmed. The Spirit is stirring your heart for a reason. That gentle nudge, that repeated sign, that persistent idea, it is not coincidence. It is command. Obedience is not always comfortable, but it is always profitable. The wealthy are not merely dreamers. They are doers who act when others hesitate. Right now, God is saying, "Move in faith, and I will meet you there." The miracle is not waiting in the distance. It's waiting in your decision. The doors of opportunity are swinging open, but they will not stay open forever. Rise, obey, and step into motion. The moment you move, the heavens will move with you. There is a divine vindication unfolding. The very ones who mocked you, doubted you, and dismissed your potential will soon stand in silence as heaven exalts you. This rise is not born of pride. It is born of proof. Proof that God never forgot you. Proof that His promises were not lies. Proof that when man rejects, God selects. You were hidden for a reason, and now you are being revealed for a purpose. Every whispered doubt, every closed door, every moment of humiliation was not punishment, it was preparation. God used the silence to strengthen you, the rejection to refine you, and the waiting to align you. They saw you in struggle, but they will see you in glory. They laughed when you had nothing, but they will watch when abundance crowns you. This is not the revenge of flesh, it is the revenge of grace. Grace that takes the least likely and makes them the living evidence of divine favor. Your name is being mentioned in rooms where you were once forgotten. Those who turned their backs will now have to look up to see what God has done in your life. This rise will be public. It will not be quiet or hidden, for the glory belongs not to you, but to the one who lifted you. God is about to use your success as His loudest sermon. Every achievement, every open door, every overflow of wealth will declare, this is what happens when God remembers a person. Do not shrink back to make others comfortable with your elevation. You are not rising to boast. You are rising to bear witness. Your testimony will silence critics, confuse doubters, and inspire believers. They will see it and not stop it. They will hear of it and not block it. For what God is about to do through you cannot be reversed. So stand tall, chosen one. Lift your head and walk boldly in favor. The same stage where you were overlooked will become the platform of your manifestation. The same mouths that spoke against you will testify for you. You are stepping into the season where God turns pain into power and shame into shining proof. Your rise is divine, unstoppable, and undeniable. You are stepping into a lifestyle that looks nothing like the struggle you came from. The anxious nights, the silent tears, the heavy burdens, they are being replaced with peace, stability, and joy. This is not just a change in your finances. This is a change in your identity. You are walking into a new chapter where abundance is not a prayer request, it is your daily reality. The atmosphere around you is shifting. The worry that used to weigh you down is giving way to unshakable calm. You will rise in the morning not with fear, but with confidence that heaven has already provided. Your home will feel different. Your conversations will sound different. You will move differently because you will finally understand what it means to live under divine provision. This transformation will not just show in your wallet, it will show in your spirit. Peace will become your posture, gratitude your language, and generosity your nature. You will no longer be the one constantly trying to make ends meet. You will be the one creating opportunities, blessing others, and funding visions. This is the fruit of divine wealth. It dignifies your life. It restores what poverty once stole, your confidence, your creativity, your freedom to dream again. Where lack made you cautious, abundance will make you courageous. You will start to take risks again, to build again, to believe again. The fear of what if will be replaced by the assurance of even if. For when God is your source, you no longer fear running out. You begin to live from overflow, not from survival. The greatest evidence of this transformation will be your peace. When others panic, you will rest. When others chase, you will attract. Because your wealth will not just flow to you, it will flow through you. You will become a conduit of blessing. An example of what it looks like when heaven partners with a willing heart. This is the after moment of your breakthrough, the place where gratitude overflows and purpose expands. You will look back at the days of struggle and say, it was all worth it, for now you walk with the dignity of divine abundance, fully aware that what God has done in you cannot be undone. You were never called to just possess wealth. You were chosen to steward it. Every resource that flows into your life carries an assignment, a divine purpose written in heaven long before it reached your hands. This is the moment where abundance meets responsibility, where prosperity becomes partnership. God did not anoint you for accumulation. He anointed you for impact. You are blessed to be a blessing, chosen to channel heaven's provision into the earth for kingdom purpose. Your wealth is a weapon against darkness. It builds what others said was impossible. It feeds the hungry, shelters the lost, educates the forgotten, and funds the visions that advance righteousness. Every dollar that enters your possession becomes a soldier of light, fighting against lack and injustice. This is why the enemy tried to keep you broke, because a wealthy believer is a dangerous believer. When you rise financially, heaven's influence expands. Your prosperity is not carnal. It is strategic. The divine mission behind your wealth is to restore balance where greed once ruled. You are called to rewrite the narrative, to show the world that prosperity and purity can coexist. Your giving will break curses. Your generosity will open nations. You will fund what others only dreamed about. When God said, "I will make you a lender and not a borrower," it wasn't to inflate your pride. It was to establish your influence as a vessel of kingdom transformation. This is not the time to shrink back or apologize for being chosen. You must embrace your divine assignment with boldness and humility. Wealth in your hands is not random, it is intentional. It carries heaven's fingerprints and earth's mandate. You are the answer to someone's prayer, the vessel through which God will release provision into lives that are waiting for a miracle. So, as the overflow comes, remember this truth. Wealth without mission becomes weight, but wealth with mission becomes movement. You are that movement. You are that vessel. You are that chosen one whom God trusted with abundance because He knew your heart was aligned with His. Walk boldly in this calling. Let your prosperity preach louder than words, and let every act of giving declare, "Heaven's resources are safe in my hands." Hear this now, the heavens have spoken again. The decree of abundance has been sealed over your life, and no force on earth or in hell can revoke it. You will not chase money. Money will chase you. You will not beg for opportunities. Opportunities will beg for your attention. The tides have turned, and divine acceleration is upon you. What once took years will now happen in months. What once felt distant will suddenly be within reach. You are walking into a supernatural pace of prosperity, where blessings collide with destiny and favor finds you before you even arrive. The wind of divine multiplication is blowing in your direction. What you sowed in tears will return in joy, multiplied beyond measure. Doors that were sealed shut are now commanded to open by divine authority. Every delay is being overturned by the speed of heaven. The same God who took Joseph from prison to palace is rewriting your financial story with the same swiftness. You are no longer waiting on breakthrough. Breakthrough is waiting on you to step into alignment. This is the hour of unstoppable overflow. The rivers of wealth are bursting their boundaries, and your name is written on the flow. You are moving from expectation to experience, from prophecy to possession. Angels are already in motion, carrying contracts, approvals, and divine appointments into your path. Even now, unseen hands are arranging what your prayers have requested. You are not just favored, you are marked for abundance. This is your confirmation that heaven has recognized your faith and released your reward. So lift your head and declare it boldly. I will not chase money. Money will chase me. I will not search for favor. Favor will find me. I will not strive. I will receive. Let this be your anthem, your declaration, your seal. The heavens have already said yes. The earth is responding. Your season of divine pursuit has arrived, and nothing can stop the overflow that has been appointed for you. The prophecy has not just been spoken, it has been established. It is done. You are chosen. You are marked. You are set apart for this divine moment in history. The heavens have recorded your name under the decree of abundance, and now the earth must align. Wealth is not running from you. It is chasing you with divine urgency. Opportunities are not hiding. They are pursuing you because destiny demands it. This is your moment. This is your confirmation. The prophecy has been spoken, and now it is living within you. Say it aloud where you are. I am chosen. Wealth is chasing me. This is my moment. Speak it until your atmosphere shifts, until your spirit stands tall, until every doubt bows in surrender. For the same God who declared, "Let there be light," is now declaring, "Let there be abundance." You are walking under an open heaven. You are standing in a river that cannot run dry. The financial famine is over. The struggle season has expired. From this day forward, Everything connected to you will bear the mark of divine increase. This is not imagination. This is manifestation. You are not waiting for something to happen. It is already happening. The favor that was once delayed is now overtaking you. The ideas that once felt distant are now awakening within you. Divine helpers are being assigned to your name. You will find yourself in the right rooms, the right calls, the right conversations, because heaven is orchestrating it all. You are the evidence that prophecy works, that faith produces, and that God never lies. Take a breath and let gratitude fill your heart. Thank Him now for what your eyes are about to see. Thank Him for the deposits, the promotions, the overflow, but above all, thank Him for trusting you with this level of blessing. Walk daily in this anointing. Speak as one who has already received. Think as one who has already conquered. Give as one who has already been entrusted. The anointing of abundance is not visiting you, it is abiding in you. So remember this always. You are chosen. Wealth is chasing you. This is your moment, and from this day forward, you will never live beneath your divine calling again. The old season has ended. The new one has begun. Step into it boldly, for heaven has confirmed it. It is done, it is sealed, and it will not be reversed.